We are going to talk about Ravan, the Brahman. Normally, these two terms don't together, but he is a dichotomy of two characters. It is an interesting subject where 30 minutes is a tough job. I will try to finish it as fast as possible. So, if you look at Ravan, he is a Brahmana, and normally we see him as a negative character in Ramana who abducts Sita and then fights and destroys, and then always we see the negative side. But if you see this, he is half Brahmana from a Rishi and a Rakshasa mother. He is normally called as Dashasna and then Lankeswara. He is a very good scholar of repute. And there have been many pointers which say that he has contributed a lot to study of astrology by Ravana Samhita, because of the medicine. And then while he was stuck in Kailasa, he has sung Sivatanda Sutra. And there is a Veena Protamina kind of a thing as a Ravana Hatha, which is still being used in Rajasthan folk music. So this is an interesting character. Let us see how he does it. If you look at the lineage of Ravana, we can trace the Brahmana side from Brahma and his Manasa Putra Purastya, and from there Vaishrava, Rishi Vaishrava. And when Rishi Vaishrava marries two persons, one Deva Varini, and he gets Kubera. And he also marries Kaikasi of the great Rakshasa Somali. And through this, there are three major sons, and there are several. I am just highlighting the important ones. From Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, and Surpanaka. And this is showing the demonic phase, where they have, he is married to Mandodari, the daughter of Mayan, and he gets Meghanada or Indrajit. So this is the story. If you see this, he is half Brahmin and half Asura. So by his efforts, he wanted to defeat Kubera, and then he went into great lengths and then worship, and he got from Brahma the invincibility from all creations of Brahma, and then ability to shape shifts. And then later on, he worshipped Shiva, and then when he was trapped in Kailasa trying to lift it, and after this, Shiva was happy, and then he gave this Atmalinga, when he was carrying it through Gokarna due to Vinayaka, the Linga got stuck, and there is a separate story. And he also got the Chandrahasa, invincible sword of Shiva. And from his father-in-law Maya, normally when you get married, you get a Vagana as a dowry. So here the dowry is Pushpaka Vamana, or probably there is another story that he got it from Kubera and he could defeated Kubera. This is the positive side and the power of Ravana. When you look at negative side, there is one of the stories is Sanata Kumaras when they were obstructed on a visit to see Vishnu. The gatekeepers Jaya and Vijay were asked to born in the world as three avatars, and then they will be killed by some Vishnu avatars, and then back to Parkad. So Ravana and Kumbhakarna is supposed to be one avatars of gatekeepers. Brahma also, when he gave that he is invincible, he also gave that you cannot be killed by anybody but except humans. And when Nandi also cursed him that he will be destroyed by monkeys, primarily when he was trying to bypass Kailasa in his Pushpaka Vimana, and then when he resisted, he tried to fight with Nandi, and then Nandi gave this curse. So this are explained in many Puranas. So if you know the strength and weakness, this is a SWOT analysis of Ravana. When you talk about his characters, the first thing that comes to Ravana is the 10 heads. Okay? So when you talk about the 10 heads of Ravana, iconographically people attribute different meanings to it. One way is that the 6 Shastras he is well versed and the 4 Vedas he has mastered. That is signified by one thing. This is the positive side. Okay? When you see the negative side, Dasara is also celebrated to signify the 10 sins of Ravana, which are representing the negative side of love. Ahangara, Moga, Pashyadapa, Krodha, Grina, Baya, like that, Kama, and Jadata. So in Dasara, they say that these 10 sins are overcome, but even everybody is a sort of Ravana. Everybody is a Ravana here because at least we attribute someone. So some of us may have 7 heads, some of us may have 2 heads. But if you see this kind of representation, everybody is a Ravana. Interestingly, Ravana is cursed and other things. Generally, people think that Ravana is supported only in Tamil Nadu, where he is celebrated as the Dravida king and other things. Interestingly, there are a lot of other temples in northern India where Ravana is celebrated and Dasara is celebrated as a death ceremony. There is a temple in Kanpur which is opened at Dasara only one day to give co-memorial puja for him. Only on that day, other day it is closed. So it is supposed to be one of the birthplaces. They think that it is a birthplace. There is another village in Vaishra near Noida, which is supposed to be the birthplace of Vaishrava. There is a grand Ravana temple where a huge statue of Ravana is available. Interestingly, Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh, they celebrate that Ravana is from our tribe, our home, and there is a ideal. This is horizontal. It is not vertical. It is horizontal. You can see it by the puja vessels where Ravana is worshipped in a regular thing as a Ravan Baba. The name of the place is itself is Ravan. If you can search for Ravan MP, you can see this temple. So Ravana is, and even now, current day in worship in ideal form in multiple temples in North India. And Ravana temple is also there in Dasur, where Kartivirya and others had a fight with them, and then he defeated. And then in Kakinada, Shivalayam, there is an Ravana temple, but it is later, but still the worship continues. And in Tamil Nadu, particularly, in any of the Shiva festivals, there are several Vahanas like Adhikara Nandi and other things, where the 10-day festival and other things, Shiva comes in various Vahanas in the chariot or in the palanquin. One of the famous Vahanas for them is a Ravana Vahana, Ravana Anugraheshwara Vahana, which is very, very popular. So still Ravana is worshipped as part of Shiva in many of these areas. Now, Ravana was invincible, but again he has been defeated by some other people. One of the guys whom he couldn't defeat is Vali, the elder brother of Sugriva. So Vali has got a power that whoever he says comes in front of him, he gets half the power. So hearing this, Ravana tried to fight with him when he was doing puja in Southern Sea when praying Linga. So to that, when Ravana tried to disturb him, he simply tied Ravana in his tail and kept him quiet till he completed the puja and then had a fight and subdued him. So realizing an equal foe, Ravana came in terms with him and then both of them, they became friends. And even in Ramayana, Vali is supposed to say that if it was asked, I would have asked Ravana to return it back. But you chose to side with Sugriva. So these two were having also sharing a unique. Vali is also called Valiswara, and then there are many Valiswara temples in Tamil Nadu. And Ravana is because of his Shiva devotion. Ravana is also called Ravaneshwara. Ishwara, Ishwara suffix is available to both of. Now, the other person who defeated Ravana is the Kartivirya Arjuna. This is again in the Purana and other stories. He is of Haihaya dynasty with the capital of Mahishma. So Mahishmati is very famous now because of Bahubali, but this is the earlier Mahishmati where we don't know where exactly it is this. So this Sahasra Arjuna with 1,000 hands, he defeated Ravana at Maheshwar, and there is still a temple in Maheshwar for Ravana, in addition to the temple for Kartivirya Arjuna. I'm not able to find the photo. It took some time, so maybe in the next presentation I will show this. Now, coming to the international scene in Thailand, Ramayana is there, and then there he is identified as Tutsatan, the green one, and there is one more Sarada Sacheda, the white one, who got the main chapel of the palace in Bangkok in Thailand. And the Ramayana of Thailand is slightly varying, the Ramayana of Cambodia is slightly varying, and the multiple local regional versions. Accordingly, Ravana also changes shape and changes character. Now, the other interesting factor, if you see the earlier pictures and other things, is that even though Ravana has 9, 10 heads, he is always presented with 9 heads and a donkey head, because I don't know where this character came in. I was trying to research it but couldn't find it. Requires more information, because he's this iconographically, they say that it reflects his stubbornness like a donkey. So if you see the 17th century paintings of Ravana, he is always depicted along with a donkey. Here, the chariot is also from a donkey where it is getting rested there, along with Sita resting and Ravana fighting the Jatayu. So donkey is another representation, iconographic representation, which is very linked to Ravana. Now, coming to the famous episode, Ravana lifting Kailasha. This is the episode that is spread all over India. And this is the ultimate imagination for any sculptor. What are interpretation you can give in whatever way you give. Ravana Anugrahamurti is one of the challenges for any person. From very, very old times, this is one of the old sculptures that is available in Albert Hall Museum and 8th century Chandelas, and in the 10th century Tamil Nadu. You will see various representations. It gives lot of information to the poses of Ravana, the animals and the living people of Kailasha, the great disciple family, Devas, Asuras, everybody in Kailasha, and then finally Lord Shiva and Parvati, and Lord Shiva pressing with his right leg toe to compress the Kailasha and trapping Ravana in. So here he is shown as coming in his Pushpaka Vimana, and then Nandi obstructing the passage to Kailasa, and then he tries to lift the Kailasa, and then after realizing his foe, and he worships Shiva, and then gets the bone. Let us see how it is represented from the famous sculptures of Chalukya and Rashtrakuta. Pattadakal has got a unique representation where his 10 hands are shown in the reverse. This is the actual practical pose. When you try to lift it, you lift it with your body and then try to do it, not like the normal other sculptures are like photo pose, like how weightlifters give. Whereas if you see the actual weightlifters, they'll be turning and then they'll be trying to rest it. This is like a proper weightlifter pose with all the details of Shivaganas and everybody available there. This is one of the best interpretations of Ravana Anugraha. And you see in Ellora 29, this is the Ravana cave, where also he is shown in the almost the same pose, trying to lift. This is the actual pose. Probably this is an extension of from 9th century to the expansion. This is in the Ravana caves. The ultimate is the Ellora Kailasana, where it's a three-dimensional effect, where it is like a separate temple itself, and Shiva Parvati sitting there, and then all the others there. This is where the Ravana tries to lift it, twisting his body and then raising it, and where the focus is more on Ravana rather than Shiva and Parvati. Now, having seen the body movement and the actual movements of Rashtrakutas and Chalukyas, now we come to the ornamental sculptures of Kailasha. So this is Halavid, where in soapstone they have given beautiful depiction of Ravana, and he holding the Chandrahasa, and then he is lifting this. The entire population of Himalaya is described in detail, in minute detail. This is the ultimate one. We need to do zoom and then analyze it. Then Belur beats it with so much of additional details, and this Kailasa is again termed as a mountain and also as a Vimana. So there is the beauty of the details and then structures available in it. And later on in Kedareshwara, we have got a very beautiful ornamental Ravana statue, like as though he is normally all the weightlifters after lifting it, they give a photo shoot kind of a pose. This is like a pose where he is lifting victoriously and the smile on his face is very good. So this is the ornamental representation. Now in Tamil Nadu, in Thirumayam, in Gopuram we see this, but the beauty here is that within the available space, he has folded all his hands and then heads and comfortably fit. See the body movement here, the way he has folded his legs, and conveniently between Karnakuta and Sala, the Panjara is there. The Panjara is conveniently structured with the Shiva and Parvati. So this is Kailasa as well as the Panjara. Very nice innovation here. And this is the traditional picture of the local area of Trincomalee Koneshwara temple where Ravana is depicted beautifully. This is a modern picture. Now we can see Ravana in Torana also. There in very, very miniature, you see the Ravana lifting Kailasa. This is in Panjavan Mahadevi Palipudi. Now coming to the story, one of the early events of Ravana getting involved for the first time is Surpangnaga getting nose cut given by Lakshmana, and then he is going and complaining to Ravana in his. You can see the nose clearly missing and beautiful depiction. This is where the involvement of Ravana starts in Ramayana. Then Ravana abducts Sita and Jatayu tries to fight. This is in Hampi Hazara Rama temple, where it is a fairly simplistic later Vijayanagara period, not much detail in terms of depiction or fighting or body language. But you see this in Central Java in Brahmana temple. The way they have described in detail is simply beautiful. This Jatayu coming in, he's trying to fight with all the hands, and at the same time he is holding Sita also. And then there is somebody doing the actual flying, and she comes in and lands it at Ashokavana. All these details are depicted in a very, very dynamic way. Now, the beauty comes in always the Chalukyas and rashtrakutas take the cake. See, these two dynamic, almost similar but different, and the way they have depicted is fantastic. He is trying. The Vimana is flying like a Superman, and this is getting attacked, and then Ravana trying to twist and then to come away from the bite of Jatayu. See the pose and the shift and the dynamic thing, the way he is looking at Jatayu, and the same pose is implemented in a totally different way in Ellora by the sculptures. The same flying chariot, and the way he twists the body and trying to go away from the bites. This is the masterpieces of Ravana fight with Jatayu. Now, with this impression, finally, Hanuman finds Sita and then goes to Lanka. And after meeting Sita, he wants to teach a lesson to Ravana, and then he is brought in. He is tied in. So in front of Ravana, he removes his ties, but he is not given a seat. He says that I am a representative or ambassador from Brahma. I want to give a warning, but he is not given a seat. And then he creates a taller seat than Ravana, and then sits on top of it using his tail. So this is depicted in Chindala Venkatanarayana temple in Andhra. Very, very beautiful depiction of see the level of Ravana seat and then where our Hanuman is sitting. Even now, this Ravana fight is getting depicted in traditional stapatis in wood and other things. One of the award-winning meritorious thing from a local stapati, Subbarayan Setti, is beautiful details, and see how he has nicely fixed the 10 heads and the 20 hands within the Prabha are on the chariot, and how nicely Rama is depicted with far more details. This is also available for sale now, and if anybody is interested, he can contact him. He does a lot of such sculptures. When we talk about war, the ultimate war is depicted in a grand way in the Angkor temple by the Ravana driving in the chariot and so many monkeys attacking him from all directions. If you see this fineness, each and every scene is a beautiful depiction in detail. And here Ravana, instead of riding a donkey char, he is done by a chariot by lions. Again, this is not here, it is in Paris. Finally, after all this, Ravana dies. And then in Paramban temple, still the saga continues with Ravana death being mourned by Mandodari and others. And even there, the depiction of his heads and the sorrowness, see the sorrowness on her face. This is beautifully described. Paramban temple has got a huge collection of Ramayana, but since the time is very short and this one, I couldn't cover much of it. Now, so far, we have talked about sculptures and some amount of paintings. But when we talk about Ravana images, it is not restricted to sculptures and it goes beyond that. There has been a stage actor, R.S. Manohar in Tamil Nadu, who is a popular villain actor. He is also a very good stage actor. He has done so many dramas of negative characters. One of the topmost character is Langeshwara, which has been presented 1,000 times, performed 1,000 times, and it has got the state award, where a lot of magical depictions are shown on the stage. Here, Ravana is going in the Pushpaka Vimana, which is being shown in the stage. This is an innovation at the time. This is 1970s. So Ravana is there in dramas in Tamil Nadu. There is a movie called Langesa. It is not the typical Ramayana movie, where it is shown by from the Ravana's point of view, where Ravana is shown in a very positive way and other things. Interestingly, it takes a variation of a later period Ramayana, where Sita is the first child born for Ravana, and then since Brahma wants that because of her, your kingdom will get destroyed. She lives there somewhere in North India, and finally Janaka finds it. And that is the story. So it has shown Ravana in a very, 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 very positive manner as a bias, and the top actress K. Raja was acting as Mandodari there. So Ravana is there in movies. And having lived so far in Sri Lanka and other things, interestingly, not many temples are there and the sculptures of Ravana in Sri Lanka, but Ravana lives in Tamil Nadu far more in detail. But Ravana has left his stamp of authority and remembrance in mythology, history, and space. India has released a stamp for Ravana, and Thailand has released. Thailand, there is a Ramayana drama, and this is how Ravana is represented there. And in Cambodia, there is a ballet and other things. He is represented as like this in Sun. He is called as Karangri. In addition to stuff, Ravana is in space. When Sri Lanka sent its first international satellites, they named it as Ravana 1. It went in 2009 or something, and it came back after several years. And so Ravana lives in space. So thus Ravana, who was a Brahmin, who became a Asura due to his deeds and other predestined things, and because of his proud, and he ultimately met his demise by Vishnavatara. But he is a character, is a consolidation of all the evil things and good things we have, and how we should manage your evil things control, and so that your good prevails over the evil. So whereas Vibhishana was able to handle it in a slightly different way, even though he is a brother, he managed it in a slightly different way. Probably his genes were slightly different. So this is the story of Ravana, the Brahmana. And thank you for giving this opportunity. And if any doubt, you can contact me at this details mobile number, and you can watch these details in my YouTube channel, Babu for Heritage. Thank you.